This is a mock interview conducted by ForumIAS Academy at New Delhi. The interview panel includes eminent academicians, retired bureaucrats, and other luminaries. The objective of the program is to acquaint the candidate with the format and expectations of the personality test conducted by UPSC.
May I come in?
Please come.
Good afternoon, ma'am. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. Please sit down, Vibhor.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you.
How are you today, Vibhor?
I'm doing well,
You're
ma'am.
doing well?
Yes, ma'am.
And how many mocks have you done so far?
Ma'am, 5-6.
And when is your interview?
15th March, ma'am.
Okay, you have some time. So what is the feedback they gave you in the mocks?
Ma'am, it was positive. And
Very good. We have very high expectations also. So you're from Haridwar, huh?
yes, ma'am.
Acha. So can you tell us some of the old names of Haridwar? In ancient times, what was it called?
Ma'am, not able to recollect, no.
Who is the patron goddess of Haridwar?
Ma'am, I'll have to read about it.
Okay. You been to Mansa Devi temple?
Yes, ma'am.
Who was Mansa Devi?
Ma'am, I'll have to...
Okay, never mind. Okay. So your father and mother, are they teaching or in the PSU? What are they doing?
Ma'am, father is in railways. He's senior section engineer. And mother is a primary teacher.
Okay, very good. So tell me this restructuring of the railways that has been done, the IRSME, do you agree that it's a good step, or how can you have non-technical people supervising technical people?
Ma'am, the streamlining of recruitment process was also recommended by committees like 𝐵𝐵𝐽𝐵 committee.
I'll be interested in knowing what you say, not what 𝐵𝐵𝐽𝐵 says.
Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, the step was taken to ensure that there is more synergy between the different departments, and there is more better...
I'm asking you, do you think it's a healthy thing for generalists to be supervising technically specialists? Technically, this is not just management. Because as I understand, above a certain level, it's going to be only generalists, right? Yes. And up to a certain level, there will be engineers, accounts, whatever, right?
Yes, ma'am.
So SSC is going to be the highest level any engineer will ever reach, right?
Yes, ma'am.
So is that healthy from the point of view of service promotion opportunities? Is it good from the technically sound from the point of view of supervision and robust functioning?
Ma'am, given there are also social and economic angles involved, so a generalist is able to take the holistic view. So, ma'am, I think that...
better than an engineer?
Ma'am, both need to work together to ensure that the development is... that the engineering in railways is able to reach the poor people, and it ensures affordability as well as development of railways.
I'm not sure what you're saying. Where does affordability and poor come? But anyway, that's okay. So that means that you being an engineer are not the best qualified to hold a high position in the service. You are better off doing a lower job, isn't it? That's what the argument you've used. You just used that argument.
Apologies, ma'am. Ma'am, I want to... my opinion is that an engineer is also good at holding higher positions if he or she is able to ensure the holistic viewpoint, so that the engineering is able to satisfy the social and economic needs of the people.
Okay, all right. Last question. What is the employment potential in Uttarakhand? Where do you visualize that the government should focus? Because now unemployment the figures are higher than at the time of the formation of the state.
Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, firstly, ecotourism has to be developed in the hill regions. The public services have to be provided there so that employment can be given to the hill states. So, ma'am, this is the vision of the government currently going forward. And ma'am, secondly, there are industrial estates that are being developed. For example, in Dehradun, IT parks are being set up, as well as, ma'am, there is Sitkul. So, ma'am, more logistic ease of doing business can be provided to these industries to ensure that there is...
What are the real problems? What are the bottlenecks? I mean, ease of business you're saying. So what are the bottlenecks today in doing ease of business which should be removed?
Ma'am, firstly is the development of logistics in Uttarakhand. Ma'am, second is the human resource, because most of the human resource goes out from Uttarakhand. So
that is there. If the employment is there, they will come back.
yes, ma'am. But scaling according to the needs of the industries of Uttarakhand is required. And also, ma'am, there are tribal peoples, ma'am. They also have to be brought to the
Who are the
mainstream.
tribes and what is the percentage of population?
Ma'am, percentage is 2.8%.
Which are the tribes?
Ma'am, there are 5 STs, ma'am, in Uttarakhand. Ma'am, there is Rajis,
Where do
Tharus.
they live? Where do the Rajis live?
Ma'am, Rajis live in the Chamoli district.
Chamoli.
Yes, ma'am. And ma'am, there are Tharus.
Where do they live?
Ma'am, Tharus live in the Terai region in 𝐂𝐡𝐚𝐧𝐵 Nagar. And ma'am, there are Bokshas and Jaunsari Bhavars.
So where do the Buksas live? Where do the Jaunsari live?
Ma'am, near Dehradun, northwest of Dehradun, close to the Himachal Pradesh border. And ma'am, then there are Bhotiyas. Ma'am, they also live in the higher reaches of Uttarakhand.
Where?
Ma'am, near Pithoragarh, ma'am.
So what would you suggest for them?
Ma'am, education rooted in their culture, and ma'am, gradual streamlining according to the principles of Panchsheel, so that they are also able to take part in the... Yes, ma'am.
What?
Ma'am, the policy given by Jawaharlal Nehru ji and Warrior Elvin.
Achha.
Yes, ma'am, for tribal integration.
All right. Very good. Thank you.
Thank you. Mr. Vibhor, you are an electrical engineer. Tell me why these electrical cars are not getting that amount of popularity that they must have got.
Yes. Sir, the popularity is increasing. However, there are some bottlenecks. Firstly, the charging infrastructure is one. The estimated required charging infrastructure as well as the resources needed for it are currently constrained. Secondly, there are some myths regarding EVs that they have higher charging time, as well as there have been incidences of battery bursting. So this is also the reason. And thirdly, sir, I would say that the manufacturing of the batteries in the country is a constraint that needs to take up. And sir, lastly, I would say that the cost is also a constraint for the people.
You are interested in Indian Foreign Service, and suppose you are presented a situation that we Indians claim to be. We claim that Mahatma Gandhi was our leader. Non-violence was what we have been learning from him. And we as a country are with an aggressor called Russia, which has attacked Ukraine. Why? Because we are getting cheap oil from Russia. Don't you think that we are a kind of very hypocrite people? And if this question is posed, that you are a hypocrite, how would you respond to that?
Sir, first of all, we have not sided with Russia. We have also voted against Russia in UNSC. But given that...
Tell me the instances where we have put vote against Russia in UNSC.
Sir, I am not totally sure, but I can try, sir. I am remember. Sir, Russia was trying to block Zelensky's speech, President of Ukraine's speech in UN General Assembly. Sir, secondly, in this war, Russia is not the only aggressor. NATO is also hugely responsible. So a neutral stand is is valid from the Indian point of view. And sir, lastly, the national interest also has to be kept at the forefront. So we are sitting on our ground, sir. So I think that it is the right stand that we have taken.
Suppose you are Foreign Secretary of our country. I wish you all the best. Huh? India and Pakistan are not playing cricket at each other's centers, right? Male-to-male cricket is not done. Suppose proposals come that forget male cricket, females, they play cricket with each other. Let Indian team go to Pakistan, let Pakistani team go to India. What should be your stand?
Sir, it would be same as the male team only. Female team going to Pakistan is dangerous given the terrorist situation, sir. Firstly, I think...
females also you will treat as a terrorist. Don't you think that we shall be kind of exposed that we are treating those innocent girls as terrorists?
No, sir. There is threat from the other terrorist camps that are over there. Recently also they attacked...
they are coming in India. They are coming in India then.
Yes, sir. But sir, given that sports are also an intricate part of the wider politics economy, as this is also taught to us in sports anthropology, so it cannot be, the stand cannot be taken in a segregated manner from the rest of the relations. So sir, I think that the Indian stand currently is agreeable to not play bilateral matches with Pakistan.
Male or female?
Yes sir.
Sir.
Okay, thank you, sir. So, hello, Vibhor.
Yes.
Vibhor, have you heard the term market-based economic dispatch? Or one nation, one grid, one frequency, one price?
Yes, sir. We have two ways of dispatching energy. One is long-term PPAs and medium-term PPAs, and the other is the market-based dispatch that is regulated through the Indian Energy Exchange and the Power Exchange.
So, what is the proposal? What is this market-based dispatch?
Sir, recently some draft notifications have been put forward to move more towards the market dispatch, in which the national center would be created, which would dispatch the energy on real-time basis to the rest of the nation.
Okay, has it been implemented or is it still in the draft or proposal stage?
No, sir, not totally implemented. We have some mechanism like day-ahead mechanism, green trade also in day-ahead time. There is term-ahead market also. But with this, PPAs are also existing.
So, what is the concern with this kind of an arrangement?
Yes, sir, I'll take a few moments to think about it. So, the energy security can be a concern. Given that it is a real-time exchange, if there is scarcity of energy at some point, the prices at the consumer level can go up. This is what has happened with Europe also very recently. So they are trying to also incorporate the PPA approach.
Even if it is a PPA based dispatch, even then the situation will exist. If there is scarcity, there will be scarcity. It is irrespective of how dispatch is being managed.
Sir, but in PPA already long-term targets are there, so the plan can be made according to that.
Okay. So you have presented paper at DAE. This is Atomic Energy, Department of Atomic Energy. So in your opinion, why has the share of nuclear energy stagnated? In fact, share is actually falling. The capacity itself has stagnated. Yes. What is the reason?
Sir, the major reason was, sir, the disasters of nuclear energy that took place. So globally, there was a move away from the nuclear energy.
Has government said anything regarding this, that we are moving consciously away from atomic energy?
No, sir. Now the government is also trying to move to include the nuclear energy into the energy mix. But we also have protests at the ground level that are going on against the installation of nuclear plants. And so secondly, the uranium reserve is also a constraint, but for that we have this three-stage program. So in long term, we can see that with developments like modular reactor, nuclear energy can play an important part.
Okay, all right, thank you. That's all from my side. I'll pass on to the next one.
Hello Vibhor. Can you tell me something about Aryan invasion theory? Do you subscribe to it?
Sir, debate is still going on about Aryan invasion theory. There have been proponents who say that Aryans did invade. Risley was the first proponent. But other scholars like B.B. Lal, they have said that it was only an indigenous development, given that recently in Harappan civilization also evidences of horse have been found. So secondly, there was a mitochondrial gene, I am not able to recall the exact specific gene. So it is said that it is a link between the Central Asia and the Indian region. However, recently some skeletals have again been found which do not have that gene. So it is still being debated whether Aryan invasion actually happened or not.
Okay. Do you think regionalism or when does regionalism become a threat for national integration?
Sir, when the importance to regional identity takes place over the national identity, sir, then it becomes a threat.
How does it transpire? How does it happen that regional identity comes to challenge or supersede national identity?
Sir, M.N. Srinivas has given some factors, sir, that lead to rise of regionalism. First is that there is discrepancy in development in the surrounding areas and the region that is advocating for regionalism. However, when concerns of these people are not listened to, and in the long term there is no scope, there is no improvement at the grassroots level, then it can become a succession movement or an autonomy movement.
Okay. Coming to PVTGs, how do you think realistically, how can we preserve their culture?
Sir, a famous anthropologist 𝐂𝐻𝐶 has said that the debate about preserving culture as well as isolation have long gone by. Currently, these tribes are very much integrated to the mainland culture also. So our focus should be on empowering these tribes as per the Panchsheel policy by creating tribal leadership, by having institutions that are rooted in their culture, so that they are also take part in the development, contribute to it, and also preserve their culture.
That does not still answer the question.
Yes, sir.
That still does not answer the question.
Sir, my opinion is that whatever development we are taking towards these tribes, it should be rooted in their culture.
Yeah, that is economic development. I'm talking cultural development is also part of preserving their culture is part of their cultural development also.
Yes,
and
sir.
Given the numbers are so few, it has become a real practical economical challenge to, let's say, take steps in that direction. How do you think that can be done?
Firstly, sir, the development part, I'll like to again substantiate upon that. So, sir, whatever education, healthcare we are providing, that should incorporate their culture also, so that both the things can be balanced. For example, in Koyas, the education is being taken to them, but their local nature, their herbs, that is being taught to them, so that through that they can contribute to the economy. And sir, secondly, given these small numbers, sir, there are micro units, micro teams that can be made. For example, in Odisha, they have been made, so that such micro teams can provide services to them at different locations. And so secondly, also the NGO civil societies can be involved. They have a good connect and good relations with these tribal people. So administrators can approach them through these NGOs, sir.
Okay, fine. What is ransomware? Recently, AIMS witnessed it. What is it?
Sir, it is a kind of malware in which the attacker asks for some ransom for the release of the servers and the computing facility of the victim. So AIMS servers were hacked and some ransom in cryptocurrency was asked from them.
What is phishing? PHIS.
Sir, in phishing, a fake link or a fake image or a fake link is sent, and through that, sir, I'll try to rephrase it again.
Okay, your answer is fairly on the correct lines. Okay, that's all from my side. I'll hand it over to the chairperson.
I think this is broadly what I thought. You are a very good candidate and pleasant, everything. So much you have going for you. Your command over English is good. Everything is good. But these things, you have to prepare your DAF a bit.
Yes, ma'am.
And Uttarakhand, there's something, there's not so many candidates from Uttarakhand. So you will get asked, right? I think that's all that I had to say.